Hello, family. Welcome to another episode of MathsFanatics247. Here we're going to be looking at question 8, financial mathematics taken from a past paper. Okay, so we have to do 8.1 quickly. So on 8.1, they say a car depreciated at the rate of, so my interest is 13.5%, right? Per annum. So per annum, we divide by 1, right? Perfect. So per annum, usually I just prefer to just write the percentage only because division by 1 doesn't make any difference. Ne? So they say a car depreciated at this rate 2 here. So obviously, that is my A because it's the final amount that it depreciated to, 250,000 rands, right? Over 5 years. So my N is 5 years. So because here I was dividing by 1, here I have to multiply by 1, of which is also not going to make an impact. So I'm not going to show that. So obviously the remaining thing that they're going to ask me is P. You see, according to the reducing balance method. Remember, reducing balance method is compound decay, right? It's compound depreciation. So it's this one, right? Perfect. Then they say determine the original price of the car, which is the P, right? To the nearest rand. So we shouldn't have a decimal here, basically, right? That's what they are saying there. Okay. So I'm going to substitute now. But before I do substitution, ladies and gents, I just usually like to do this. Ne? I highlight what I'm looking for. Obviously, this bracket needs to go away. But it's multiplying to a P this side. It's multiplying what I'm solving for. So for it to go that side, it has to divide. That makes sense. It always do the opposite on the other side. So that's my P. Then I can easily see that P is going to be P is going to be my A, I said, is 250,000 over 1 minus the interest, which is 13.5% to the power of 5, right? Then we get our calculator. You see what answer is it going to be. Okay, so we're going to have 250,000 over 1 minus 13.5 shift percent, and then to the power of 5. And then our answer is what? Remember, we have to check the value of this number here, which is 2. So it's not gonna affect this one because they said to the nearest rand. So my answer is gonna be R516249. That is my answer to this question. Perfect. Then let's do 8.2. So we can go to 8.2 now. Okay. So I'm going to do this. So 8.1 we find. Okay. So now we can go to 8.2. So on 8.2.1, right? Okay. Let's do our to-do list first. So they say Melissa takes a loan of. So remember, a loan, you have the money now. So it's present value formula. Ne? Future value, you only use it if you are saving and you're going to have the money in the future. Present value is that you have the money now. So you always have to ask yourself a question of, do I have the money now or am I going to have it in the future? Ne? Perfect. And then they say the interest. So that part is fine. Now we are here. The interest is 14.25% per annum compounded monthly. Monthly is what? Remember, there are 12 months in a year. So we have to divide the interest by 12, right? Okay. And then now, his monthly installment will commence 1 month after taking of the loan. So this is just the normal future value. present value annuity. And if you take a loan today, the bank doesn't expect you to pay today, but they expect you to pay a month after you take the loan. If your agreement is to pay monthly, does make sense. If your agreement is to pay quarterly, they expect you to pay a quarter after you take the loan, and so on and so on. Okay, they want us to calculate the monthly repayments. So obviously they want us to calculate X, right? We don't know what is X over a period of 20 years. So N is what? N is 20 years. Ne? Remember, I said whatever you divide on the interest, you need to multiply here. Okay. So what is 20 times 12? That should give us 240. Right. Sharp. Then as we all agreed, I said we're going to use a present value annuity formula, right? Which is 1 minus 1 plus I to the negative n all over I, right? Remember, I said this. Before I know what I'm going to be solving, I'm solving for this part, right? Any other thing must go away on the other side, ne? And they do the opposite of what they are doing here. For example, the I is dividing with respect to the X, you see? So when it goes that side, it has to be multiplying. So PV I, you see, this I will multiply there. Then this entire bracket is multiplying with respect to X. So when it goes this side, it must divide. It always do the opposite. Ne? And then we left with X. Okay. Then we have X is equals to, now we can substitute. My present value is 950,000. My interest is 14.25% all over 12. Then this is all going to be divided by 1 minus 1 plus the interest, which is 14.25% over 12. Then to the power of negative 240. Okay. Then we can now go to our calculator and get what the answer is. So let's see. So we're going to have 950,000 in bracket, and then we have 14.25 shift percent all over 12 to the, and then we close the bracket, and then we come down, we open the bracket, 1 minus 1 plus our thing interest there, and then we put in 12 there. Then we need to close now, and then to the power of negative 240. Then we need to close that bracket. All right. Then our answer is going to be R11986.33. That is our answer for the X. Then you should be done with that question. Should be done with that question. Okay. So now this one is what? 11986.33. So we're done with that. We're done with that. So now they say determine the balance on the loan. So this is the outstanding balance. Ne? How much do you still owe after the 100th payment? Okay. So the outstanding balance or the balance on the loan is the present value. Ne? So you don't know that, but you know how much you are paying every month. You know your interest, which is there, right? Okay, and then we know our N now is going to be this. Ne? The outstanding N number of payments is going to be 240 minus the payments you already made, which is 140. Okay. And then you're just going to go into this formula and plug in everything. So your X is what? Wait, let's do it here. So Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to just substitute basically here. Ne? So my x is 11986.33 in bracket 1 minus 1 plus the interest, which is 14.25% over 12 to the power of negative 140, which is your outstanding payments all over your interest, which is 14.25% divided by 12. Then that should give us the answer, right? We can quickly press the calculator. And when you press your calculator, the answer should be, let's see. The answer should be 12711.51. That should be your answer. What am I saying here? Wait. Let's just press a calculator and see. Sorry. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, my mistake. So, since we have this all registered, I can just come here. No, it's not gonna work. Let me stop being lazy. Actually, 11986.33 in bracket 1 minus 1 plus 14.25 shift percent over 12, and then there, then we have to the power of negative 140, and then we close, then we come down, we have 14. Wait, I need to put this first. So 14.25 shift percent over 12, right? Yeah, this should be our outstanding balance, right? So I was basically already answering the next question. I'm sorry about that. So it's R816048.67. This is the outstanding balance you'll still be owing on the loan. Okay. So the last question, they say Melissa failed to pay on the 101st, 2, 3, and 4. So she missed 4 payments. Ne? 4 payments missed. Ne? Okay. Sure. So before we even read the question, what they want us to do, if you miss payments, the bank is always going to be adding interest on the money that you owe, and it's compounded. So they are just going to use the compound interest formula to add interest on the month that you are missing to pay. Okay. So let's see how much will she be owing the bank after 4 months, after missing 4 payments. So she was initially owing the bank this 048.67. Remember, it's 1 plus I, my I of which is 14.25% all over 12, right? To the power of, right, the payments that she missed. Let's see how much is this person owing the bank as we speak. So it's going to be answer in bracket 1 plus 14.25 shift percent over 12, right? To the power of 4. So this person will now be owing the bank this much. It's what? 8555 506.92. Do we see it? Okay, so we can proceed now. Let's see. They say calculate the value of the new installment that she will settle the loan in the same time period. Okay, perfect. Remember, this is your PV, your new PV. Same time period, how many payments is she left with? Remember, on the 100th payment, she was left with how much? 140, but she delayed with 4 payments. It means she's left with making 136 payments. Then your interest is still the same. We can easily get the monthly installments. Remember, as I showed you before, X was PVI all over 1 minus 1 plus I to the negative n. This is a skill that you need to know. Always you must know how to make the variable that you're solving the subject of the formula before you substitute, because it makes your work so easy. After you write it in this form, you can just substitute and press a calculator. Perfect. So PV is, in this case, it's 8,555,06.92 multiply. I'll just write it here because I don't have space, ladies and gents. Actually, let's do this. Let's write it here. It's gonna be 855,506.92 in bracket. My I is 14.25% over 12, right? And then I have to divide this by 1 minus 1 plus the interest over 12 to the power of negative 136. Let's see now on a calculator what we're going to have. Okay, so this is my P. Okay, I'll just keep it there as the answer. Multiply by 14.25 shift percent over 12 in bracket. And then we go down, open a bracket, 1 minus 1, sorry, 1 minus 1 plus 14.25 shift percent all over 12, and then that to the power of negative 136. Then this should give us R 12711.51. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the button and don't forget to share with family and friends. I'll see you soon. Tango.